All right, Coach, here we go. Conference play, you're 2-1 coming in. You shut out Johnson C. Smith last week. A very good second half, a rocky first half, and you've talked about it, how your team has been a very good second half team. When you talk to the guys and try to get them prepared to play a better first half, how do you try as a coach to impress that on the guys?
Well, you just spell it out to them. All you got to do is look at the stat sheet and understand that, hey, we've had 40 yards in penalties already, and it's only the first half. We've got guys lining up offsides. We've got guys that are lacking the attention to detail that they need, and we get after them. Then after that, we, correct the mistakes and, go out there and play hard and try not to make those mistakes again.
Last week was kind of special. 3 defensive touchdowns all in the second half, 2 pick sixes, a recovery at the goal line of a touchdown on a fumble. We talked about it postgame. You've never seen that. How important, how much have you been emphasizing trying to get takeaways for your defense this year?
That's a everyday deal. Even on Sundays, we do a takeaway circuit. That's our emphasis. It's all about the ball. It's all about not letting them have the ball, and it's about us taking care of the ball.
Okay, you get East Tennessee State this week. Haven't seen them in over a decade in person. Right. They're coming off an impressive win against Western Carolina. Let's start with Carl Torbush, their head coach, a guy you've known a long time. Right. What is he doing with this club? What does he like to do in terms of formation offensively? And then what does he do defensively?
Well, first of all, Carl's a great friend. He's an outstanding football coach. He's coached at the highest level and been very successful. You look at them from an offensive standpoint, and they're very similar to a lot of the other programs that are around. They'll run a lot of spread. They'll run the RPOs. They'll run some zone stretch stuff. And then, they're going to throw the ball a good bit. They have an outstanding quarterback. They've got quality offensive line, and then their skill kids are really, really good. Defensively, they'll run. They base out of a 3-4 or 50 defense. They do play some even front in passing situations, but for the most part, I think their main defense that they'll play will be 50. We have seen them against a 3-back offense, and majority of the snaps were 50 playing nose guard or the center covered by a nose, both your guards uncovered, and then 2 defensive ends covering your tackles.
You mentioned that they played a 3-back offense. That was Kennesaw State in their opener. Kennesaw plays option football, somewhat similar to Wofford. They only allowed 17 points in that game. Right. What did they do so well against the option? And against Johnson C. Smith, you were effective throwing the ball. Will that have to be the case? Will you have to complete some big passes this week?
Well, I would love to say that I hope we can. As far as them defending Kennesaw, they were very well schooled on the option phases. They were assignment sound for the most part and did a great job of chasing the ball. I think for us to be successful offensively, it's going to take some great offensive line play. It's going to take our backs being able to block well on the perimeter, and then it's going to take us taking care of the football. On the flip side of that, defensively, we've got to have a great day. We cannot allow them to just take the ball down the field and eat up the clock from that standpoint. What we want to do is just like we did against Johnson C. Smith. If they want to throw it up there, we've got to go and we got to take it away from them. We got to establish the line of scrimmage, stop the run, hopefully make them one-dimensional, and take it from there.
Will, you made the decision to come back and play a 5th season after getting injured last year. What went into the decision, and was it an easy thing to decide, or was it something that was somewhat difficult?
It was a very tough decision to make, actually. At the time, I did not have a job, so that was one of the main reasons I came back, because I did not know what I wanted to do with my life, and I had a lot of outside pressure telling me to come back, stay in college as long as you can. The real world's not fun, so But eventually I made the decision to come back, and I'm glad I did.
What has been the most gratifying thing about sticking around and playing one more year of football and taking a course this semester?
To be honest, just watching the younger guys excel. I mean, as a freshman or my freshman year, I didn't really realize what it felt like to be a fifth year. And once you see like the people you've taught, excel at something, it's pretty cool to see.
Talking with Wofford halfback Will Gay, Evan Jacks, who also came back for a fifth year, was injured in a preseason scrimmage, didn't get to finish out this year, didn't get to play his fifth season. What has that meant for the offense, having to readjust to Brad Butler, Brandon Goodson, and realizing that Evan wouldn't be here to lead the offense this year?
It was a big difference. Evan's actually my roommate, so yeah, it was a bummer. Last year he took care of me while I had my ACL, and so this year I took care of him. But there's a big difference between Evan and Brad. Evan's more, quick twitch. Brad's more of the power back running. But, I mean, there's not really much difference between the difference of playing level between the two. They're both, very efficient in running the offense. Brad knows pretty much everything. He knows what to check into and everything. So I'm pretty surprised of how well he's done. So I'm excited to see what he has to come.
Chris, 3 games into your senior season, the club is 2-1, and now it's time for conference play. The defense, where do you think this defense is maybe in comparison to some previous years?
I think talent-wise, this is probably best group we had so far. Execution-wise, we obviously still have a ways to go, and it's crazy watching. We pitched shutout last week, and we still wasn't even our best game, and so I'm excited to see where we get when we finally start executing to our full ability.
Seems like the team is very, very deep at linebacker along the defensive line. What does it do for a team when you know that you've got 2 or even 3 guys at every position?
Makes you a little less hesitant to tap out if you're tired. You got somebody that's going to execute just hopefully to the same level as you could, and it's just nice.
You start conference play this week. This is your last go-round, as we mentioned, your senior year. Do you think about goals? Do you think about the fact that, since I've been here, we haven't won one of these championships yet?
You got to just take it week by week. Obviously, the goal starts season, Southern Conference Championship, and just got to keep playing 1-0 each week.